Welcome back to Regular Guys Outdoors and Turkey Trippin' 2023. I am in Mississippi. I did not plan to come to Mississippi this year. I had actually had it in my head just until a few days ago to go to Alabama, and I did go to Alabama. I visited an Army buddy there for a day, but then I decided to come to Mississippi because I'll have, the way my timeline works out, I'll have 6.5 days to hunt here versus 4.5 in Alabama based on season dates and whatnot. And Alabama, early part of the season, you can only hunt till 1300, 1 p.m. And so here I can hunt all day, so I can hunt 6.5 whole days versus 4.5 half days. So we are here. I'm in the area that I got my bird a couple of years ago here in Mississippi. So driving back in here was kind of a familiar thing. I remember the little nooks and crannies on this road here. I thought the creek bottom back here was going to be really flooded, but I drove over this creek coming in, and it wasn't out of the banks or anything. I thought with all the weather Mississippi has had, and that tornado a couple weeks ago that touched down for like an hour and killed a bunch of people, I thought the creeks might be deep. And they look deep, and the creek down there, it's not crossable. It's not it's wide enough you can't jump across, and it's more like a trench through the bottom back there. So if there's a bird on the other side, you got to get them to your side. You got to get them to your side or close enough to shoot them on that side, and then you'll have to drive around and get on the other side to go get them, which I wouldn't mind doing if that's what it took. But as you see back here, the sun is getting low in the sky. I'm going to start getting some of my stuff ready because I bought the 7-day tag, and so that's going to start for me tomorrow. So I'm going to start getting some of my stuff ready and then walk down toward the creek bottom and do some listening. If I hear something way off that way, I can actually just drive out and take the other fork of the road and get down closer that way. If I hear something that way, then in the morning I have the option of taking a road that goes this way or just going to the creek bottom and going that way. So I'll go down to the creek while it's still light and get an idea for what the vegetation is. Ah, yes. The dogs. I remember the dogs. I had 2 dogs come right up on me when I was sitting down one evening. So of course nothing was going to be anywhere near me. Closest house is 1.3 miles that way. That dog is clearly not a mile away. Not sure how I'm supposed to hear anything. Or not sure why a gobbler would want to gobble with that going on. But I'm down here by the creek trying to see how deep it is. And oh my goodness. Yeah, that gets deep quick. There's just an absolute channel running through there. I saw all these clumps of trees and I thought maybe it'd be a way to get across, but no. It's just a freaking canal, basically. That dog is relentless. Would somebody please listen to its feelings? Lord have mercy. A little clandestine coffee here under the red lens. I don't know where the birds are at, so I'm trying to keep a little bit of a low profile. First morning here in Mississippi, and it's a crisp 44 degrees. 45. We're an hour into legal and I don't have anything, which is really disappointing because the last time I was here 2 years ago, it wasn't a problem of hearing gobblers in the morning, it was a problem of closing the distance and getting one to play. So not hearing anything this morning is disappointing. So I'm kind of just walking, just kind of going slow, calling once in a while. Figure I'll kind of get out in this middle area of kind of nothing and sit down a few minutes. I don't know. A little disappointing though. Not finding any tracks on the ground or anything either. Not finding any sign. Some pretty woods though. I come across lots of these little mud spots, and I have not found one random turkey track yet. I have not seen a track anywhere, and when you got something like this and there's no tracks on any of the edges, any of the mud, and it's that big, no crisscrossing, no back and forth, nothing, that's crazy. So I spent the day walking a different creek bottom and calling and getting nothing. So then I ended up going back to this creek, except I was 2.5 miles away from where I was in the morning, and tried to roost a bird. I did not hear anything, but I liked the way that area looked, so I'm going back in the morning. Well, the crows have just started. It appears to be really heavy overcast. We're well into legal time, but it's not very bright out. Last night I heard nothing, so I'm just right here above the creek bottom with a little elevation to give me good line of sight to any sound. Haven't heard the owls this morning, though they were trying to help me out last night. They were going at it, but no gobbles. But I do know, just because you don't hear them at night doesn't mean you won't hear any in the morning. But I do know there's nothing right here where I was last night. I have no idea what these woods look like. Boy, it looks like it's getting a little thicker up here. I'd like to get closer before I call. Man, it's getting kind of thick. He's right up here, not that far. I hear hens. He's got hens. We'll turn you off and see if anything develops. Now, according to the timeline on my video clips, about 14 minutes goes by and there's no gobbles at all. And then all of a sudden, I see movement on my front left. So why didn't I shoot? Well, gun camera was rolling. I decided I'd try to get the head cam on. So when that bird kept walking across my front, I reached up and did this number, and I got the gun on him, and he looked. So I'm frozen. I know if I do this, it's a done deal. He's gone. So I just freeze, hoping that he won't see any movement, and he'll continue about his business, and I can wait for my opportunity to get my hand back down. Well, he got boogered anyway and took off. And here's the worst part. I'll show you this here right here in a second. The head camera was already rolling. I actually turned it off. Yeah. So you see him pop out right here. And that's where I saw movement. I got the gun cam rolling. I reach up to turn on the camera that's already on and turned it off. How's that for shooting yourself in the foot? I for real just did that. Trying to get my stupid head camera on. I had the gun cam on. I should have left it at that and just killed them. 23 yards. You can't move around on a turkey at 23 yards. I know this. I know this. That was stupid. Beyond stupid. I think I boogered him up good enough to, probably gotta leave him alone today. Busted a hen over there too. He was gifted and I blew it. Blew it. The hen was walking away, so I really wasn't paying a ton of it. He was gifted to me and I blew it. The hen was getting further from me, it sounded like, and he hadn't gobbled in so long. I assumed he was with her. I see movement right here at about 25, and he pops out at 23. I guess I can't complain I didn't have an opportunity. And that situation really hurt. Speaking of hurt, right after that I decided, okay, I'll go to another creek bottom and we'll just try to restart the day and find another bird. Well, I went to a creek bottom. It wasn't what I was thinking, so on my way back to the car, I got poked in the eye with one of the little trees I was going through. And for the next 36 hours, it hurt pretty darn bad. And what's funny is the first time I was in Mississippi, I got poked in the eye by a pine needle, and that one hurt worse at the time, but this one lingered on for a while. So I was glad when I got 2 nights sleep that it stopped being pretty bad. There was a couple times I had to go back to the car and rinse my eye out with more water and whatnot. So the missing that turkey hurt more ways than one. And I spent the rest of my time that I allotted myself in Mississippi, the next, I don't know what that was, 4 days, and I didn't hear a gobble or see a longbeard. I called in a couple hens on a couple of occasions, but that's it. So Mississippi tried to gift me a bird. I fumbled, and I never recovered. Pardon the interruption. This will be the last video on this stretch of turkey tripping for 2023. We'll pick this up again in late January, maybe as late as early February when we start thinking about turkey hunting again. This is all the editing I've been able to do up to this point because I'm hunting or traveling, so it's kind of hard to edit and drive at the same time. But most people don't want to watch turkey videos in June and July, so we'll just pick this up later down the road. Back to you, Chris. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down there, and as always, thanks for watching.